Hey, haven't you been wanting to start a podcast?
Yeah, but doesn't it take a lot to make one?
Well, let me tell you about Anchor. It's free, and it's the easiest way to make a podcast. On top of that, there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer.
Oh, that sounds amazing. But doesn't it take a lot of work to put my podcast on different platforms?
Actually, Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more.
That sounds fantastic.
On top of that, you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. So it's everything you need to make a podcast in one place.
So where do I get started?
Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, and welcome back to the Convoluted Podcast. It's your host, Jesus, aka Tyrant Dominus, here to bring you another episode. I'm here with Liz once again.
What up?
So, it's been a long while since we've posted an episode. We both have been pretty busy. I know for sure last time you mentioned you've delved into the nightlife, have you not?
Yes, I have. Yep, I have. It's been an interesting ride, that's for sure.
Well, you've survived.
I don't know how you people do it. I don't know how people do it at night. I give them all the props in the world. I'm just filling in when I can.
Yeah, it's true.
Bruh.
It's kind of one of the few things that get people for sure is the hours that you work. But yeah, you survived. You survived.
You do
but now
8-hour shifts though, right? Correct?
Yes.
I do 10-hour shifts.
Ugh.
And a half with lunch.
No, like I can't do any extra. Like once my time there, my time is there. If not,
You start closer to midnight, right? So I started at
roughly around there,
8:30
yeah.
at night. I started at 8:30 at night and finished at about 7:30.
Ooh. Damn.
Yep.
Yeah. Shoot. Yeah. No,
11
that's.
hours by the end of the day. So, but I have to make up that extra half hour to make up for my hours for the whole 2 weeks. So.
Okay. So, all right. At least you made it. I myself had to like a good 15-day stretch at work. Yeah. So it was a long week. So if anyone's like wondering why there hasn't been much content on either this show or the next, I've been like sleeping every day for the last couple days. Like I get home and I basically just like get home, sleep, and wake up, have dinner, and go to work. Or that. It was literally that for the entire week. It was horrible.
I'm sorry. That sucks.
I
feel
and
like
like. Yep, and yeah, you understand a little bit now. But yeah,
I do.
It sucked because there was a lot of time where because I get home like roughly around 8ish, 9ish, depending on what's happening. And then I kind of decompress. You decompress after a overall anyone decompresses after a long day of work, and then there's times where like I want to work on something, but I can't because I'm just too exhausted. And when I'm like, and here's one of the things.
I was coming home and I was crashing most of the time because I was so exhausted. Just because I've been running around the whole hospital doing loads and unloads and blah blah blah.
So yeah, and the one thing is like if I had like my setup in my room, I could probably like get myself up to do something. But I'm kind of glad that I do have my office where I have to get up to a different room to work.
Literally a different building.
Yeah, literally a different building to do this because I could not see myself like I think I've heard it multiple times from different people who actually do this as a living, the making like podcasts, YouTube videos, everything, all that stuff online. Like you never want to have the place you do your work in the same place you relax, because then you always have that in the back of your head. And I don't want to do that. Like there's a lot of times where like, oh, I want to make a quick reaction to something, but I'm like, I have to get up. Like I have to have some motivation. But I think it was after around the sixth day, I was like, I'm just tired. I'm like, I don't want to do it. But
I have to do a 7-day stretch, and I'm worried about that. 70 hours in 7 days.
70. Oh my god.
Bruh.
I know, right? I'm dreading it because I'll be on my own. I won't have anybody helping me, guiding me, or anything like that. So, okay, you put out technical difficulties on Jesus's part.
Sorry, you cut out a little bit.
You cut out too. You completely lagged. There was nobody, nothing. You weren't even talking.
Oh, that's weird. Anyways, how did you fare on your first week or your first training? 2 weeks of training?
So I did training going into Memorial Day. So I worked Memorial morning essentially. I went in, the night on Sunday night, came back on finished my shift Monday. Had a couple days to reboot, and then did some normal regular morning shifts after the fact. And then I just finished a 3-day stretch after being off for 5 days after the fact. Had 5 days and then 3 days straight, and then I'll have a couple days off, and then I'll do my 7 days straight going forward. So this shall be fun.
And look at that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. Oh well, that's
I fared
over.
all right. I fared all right, but I was tired. So I came home and just crashed.
Yeah. I think we've all had it. If anyone out there has felt that, actually, if anyone out there has felt that, now that we've cleaned up everything, you can actually in the link below. I've set up a thing where people can leave us voice messages and we can listen to them and react to them.
I would
So if
love
anyone
that.
has things long, so yeah, leave us it's gonna be the link in the description. Leave us a little voice message of how you felt on your long days of work or something, and we'll hear you out. But yeah, go check that out. But yeah, let's kind of get into some of the stories of the week, because it's been even though we've been working exhausted, the crazy stuff in the world does not stop, right?
That is.
Let's start with something fun. This one got me because it was pretty stupid. Do you know what Among Us is, right?
Yes, I do know what Among Us. I'm very familiar. Ursula wanted it. She asked for it, and now she just saying she doesn't like it anymore.
Among Us is the best game of all time.
You can't even choose your name. You have to use your email to sign in.
So Ursula, they sold a chicken McNugget that looked like Among Us, and for $100,000.
Wow, that's.
It's a ripoff.
I mean,
It looks like Among Us.
Among Us, the Mugus. Yeah, some people out there have so much expendable cash that they are willing to buy an Among Us shaped chicken nugget that they picked up in a McDonald's meal.
Yeah, it's just funny because it's like, what we should say, McWillis, McUngus. That is too funny.
Oh my god, that is funny. Like, I'm not, more power to people who have the chance to do it. But God, it's just crazy to think now. There's like, you know what? I want that chicken nugget. Here's the thing. It's a McNugget. It's gonna last forever. All those preservatives in that thing.
Oh, I know. I agree with you. I'm 100% on that. This stuff is just gonna last forever. Like Gertie. Think of that. You're putting that in your body. Ugh.
You know what? That, and I will continue.
That reminds me of that meme where Jesus only can be on a piece of toast, a dog's butt, and forget something else. That can only appear on now.
Toast in a dog's butt. Damn. That's
on a dog's butt. That's what it says.
I know. He can't show up on a hamburger.
Nope. He's got to be on a dog's butt. Oh, no, he could be on a piece of toast.
Sure. But yeah, that's one of the crazy things that's been happening. What is it? What is it? Let's talk a little bit something more recent that happened. I don't know. I know you don't really pay attention to a lot of the internet kind of stuff, but this is more of a weird mix of like mainstream and internet. Did you at all hear anything, or at least the people you work with talk about like the Mayweather fight that happened recently?
No, I did not. I saw there was a joke about Ryan's World doing him against Mayweather, which I thought was funny.
By any chance, did your brother? I know your brother is a betting man. Did he have any money on this fight?
I don't know. I'm not aware. Even though I saw him a couple of days ago, both my set of brothers. Nope, did not mention that.
So more recently, the YouTuber Logan Paul went against Floyd Mayweather. For anyone who doesn't know, Floyd Mayweather is the undefeated like champ. He's retired multiple times, and to this day, he's still undefeated. And Logan Paul is if not to say, one of the top YouTubers, with one of the best redemptions. Like, people don't like him. I'm iffy with him, but you can't deny that he has made a huge comeback in the last couple years. But more recently, he, like, it's one of those things that you would never think. Like, there's like celebrities, right? But then there's online celebrities. Like, if you would ask, like, if you ask your daughter, I'm guessing she knows more online personalities than she does traditional celebrities.
Probably.
And we're getting to the point where like these online celebrities will just be celebrities, and we're getting there. And one of the things is it's just getting to a mix of like this fight where you have an online personality fighting a traditional celebrity. On top of that, they made millions just for this fight. That alone.
I can believe that.
Yeah, there's a lot of rumors speculating like they each made roughly. Actually, I think Floyd made close to 50 mil for this fight. I think Logan made like 10 mil. And
can I have like a tenth of that? Any of them? I'm okay with that. Give me a little slice of dough on that shit.
Hey, you gotta get on the ring. You gotta get in that ring. But yeah, it's one of those things where here's the thing. Like, this fight alone was interesting from multiple perspectives. One, it's the non-traditional versus the traditional. On top of that, it was one of those weird things because Logan Paul had he had everything to win, while Mayweather had, for the most part, nothing really big but respect to lose. Because if he got knocked out by Logan, his reputation would go down. Like, he'd be known as the guy who got knocked out by a YouTuber. Exactly, right?
I think it's funny. I don't know.
So, and even if Logan lost, he's the guy that was able to get into a match with one of the top boxers of this era. So he really didn't have anything to lose. So when the match was over, it was, I didn't watch it. I saw a few clips here and there. But, props to Logan. He made it all 8 rounds towards the end. There was no real winner or loser since it was an exhibition match. At the end of the day, they both walked out rich men. And even Mayweather had a really wonderful, not wonderful, but yeah, he had a very straightforward reason. Even he didn't care if he lost. He lost his reputation, because reputation doesn't put food on the table like money does. He did this fight for the money. He literally did this fight for the money. And you know what? That's how he's gonna do it. Go for it. Making whatever's roughly estimated to be between 50 to 100 mil on this fight. So
yeah.
So that is a little touch of the internet world mixing with the traditional. Let's see here.
I think it's gonna be more frequent. So.
It's been
That's
coming.
why there's a meme of Mayweather versus Ryan's World.
Yeah, there's a lot. there's a lot of things happening. More recent. Here's the thing. Boxing alone has been getting a little bit more popular on the online sector, because more recently, I think it was Friday. I think this past Friday, as of recording on the 13th, there was a big YouTuber versus TikTok fight that happened.
Oh, really?
And it was like a legitimate like fight, like having some of the top YouTubers versus some of the top TikTokers. And it sounds, when you say it like that, it sounds fucking stupid. But these kids are going into these matches making between I think it's estimated between $500,000 to $5 million a match. Yeah. And
That's crazy.
it is crazy. And that's just a thing. And I know a lot of like traditional boxing enthusiasts are not enjoying what's happening in this era of boxing, but boxing has been slowly like dying out little by little. And it just, like, I can't tell you like any like top boxer names. Like Mayweather was the only one, and that was because of a couple of years ago, the whole fight with, who the heck was he fighting? I can't even tell you the name. There's just like, it's like there's no real big names unless you're an actual fan of the sport. There's like, you can't really come up with names that accentuate the sport.
Yeah.
So, but whatever you need to do to earn that paycheck, right?
Right. We work crazy hours and we're still getting paid by the hour.
I don't know, like having like a 20-minute match to make $2 million doesn't sound that bad.
That wouldn't be bad either. I would participate in that.
Now we gotta, you know what we gotta do? We gotta
for my retirement.
we gotta go. You know what we gotta do? We gotta challenge other podcasters out there.
Ooh.
There you go. We're gonna. Liz is putting out a challenge. I'll be her ring man. Any podcasters out there? She's willing and ready. She's a feisty one.
Ding ding ding.
I don't have. Do I have? I don't have a bell.
You don't have that one, do you?
I don't have a bell. I'll get it next time. I'll get it ready when it's time. That's the closest thing I got. It's in the court.
I know, right?
So let's talk a little bit about court. Actually, you know what?
Oh, yeah?
Let's talk about the former Wisconsin pharmacist who tampered with the code of vaccines.
Yeah.
And he's sentenced to 3 years in federal prison. And you know how fucked up do you have to be to do this? You know. So do you know much about this story?
It was a kind of a topic at work because we were all just sitting back like, what the hell? Why? It's just really, we were all just like stunned and flabbergasted. And like, here we are trying to get the country vaccinated, and this dumbass, what we basically called him in essence, not verbatim words, but we were just like, why would you go do this shit? We were talking about it. I was talking with a retail pharmacist. I was talking with my staff pharmacist at the hospital. I mean, it was quite an interesting. We were just stunned. I guess we were just shocked because here we are in a medical world, in a scientific world. We're trying to get this vaccine rolling out, so we're not having as many cases, even though. Right now, our cases are high because a lot of people who are still not vaccinated. So, it was very much of a topic for a day or two.
So, do you know what happened? Like, do you know exactly what happened?
He pulled it out and left it to expire, essentially. So he just kind of like whatever, just kind of tossed it willy-nilly. Didn't care about it. Didn't bother, refrigerating about it. That kind of thing. I think that's what I remember.
Yeah, he nearly tampered with like 500. He nearly tampered with 500 doses of the vaccine.
Yeah.
I don't know how sick of a person someone has to be to. We're near the point where we're near, not the end point, but we're like getting to the cusp of like normalcy. You know, most people are still gonna some people, some sane people, I'm gonna say, will still wear their masks. You know, when they feel they need to.
Yeah.
And
I think it's important for those people, especially our flu numbers are extremely down. Extremely down. Not compared to the 22,000 or something like they said last year. We had like next to nothing for the flu.
well, I think I think quarantine helped a lot there too. But it's one of those things, yeah. It's just
Quarantine, mask, our hand washing has improved for a lot of reasons. I mean,
that's what was still one of the funniest things early pandemic was everyone had to relearn how to wash their hands. It made me
I know
laugh.
it's sad. It is so sad. I was frequently washing my hands. I was or hand sanitizing my hands most of the time because I was dealing with it like frontline with the pharmacy in retail setting. So
Yeah, it's luckily it's one of those things where a lot of people in stories I read a lot of stories where you get this like you end up in like some medieval time, and a lot of times when that individual is seeing the environment for the first time, like hygiene was one of the worst killers back in the day because people just
no
didn't.
kidding. I agree with you 100% on that. That's what happened with the Black Plague, the dysentery. There's like all of these weird ones. It's sad, but it's true though.
Yeah, as long as you're for the most part a hygienic person, you can stay pretty healthy. You know, like a lot of people think like eating right and exercising does help, but if you're a pretty hygienic person, you'll for the most part be pretty well off. You know.
There's also a genetic factor, I think, being carriers too. Because I feel like sometimes I should have been exposed. I should have gotten it. Like I didn't. Maybe because my body was strong enough to fight it off. But I think sometimes our genetics play a factor too. And especially with COVID being the underlying conditions being like one of the reasons. Oh, speaking of which, did you see? Oh, okay, I didn't print this article, but I saw this article about how COVID is causing diabetes now.
Is it really? How so?
I that was something that recently came out, and I thought it was.
Bruh.
I know, right? I was telling my mom about this. I didn't get the chance to read the whole article. I was like, what? So it was very crazy, very interesting.
Okay, you never know. You never know what the outcome of some of these things are because we're still in the for the most part we're still like in the year 2 now. We're in the year 2 of the COVID-19 now. There's just so many different variants. I think you and me have talked about there's just so many at this point where you can't even count them at this point.
I know exactly.
So, as long as, for the most part, I think the improvement of our hygiene has improving. Just the idea of like just wash our hands has helped a lot. And but yeah, what's on the docket? We've been gone for so long. There's so much to talk about.
I know. Apologize.
Ooh, let's talk about let's. Oh no, go for it.
I stepped out for a moment just because the dog was starting to bite my hands like crazy. I love Max Moo, but
Not a single fuck was given this day.
So,
I know, right?
So you know that they're doing a live action Powerpuff Girl, right?
No, I didn't. I did not hear that.
Yes. Did you ever watch or were you a fan of the original Powerpuff Girls?
I did enjoy it a little bit when I did watch it, but that was a while ago. So
It was a while ago, but I was a big fan of that show. Just the idea, the villains, the cast of villains on that show were fantastic. You had Mojo Jojo, and you had him, and just a wonderful cast of villains. The Rowdy Rough Boys, wonderful cast of villains. And that's what a superhero team needs is a good cast of villains to make it more enjoyable.
of course, yes.
But now we're getting a live action. When I heard this, I thought it was gonna kind of be when I originally I heard oh they're making a live action. I thought, okay, what the fuck are they gonna do? Are they gonna just have little kids? I thought it was gonna be some kind of kid show. But did you open up the article? Did you see
Yes, I
the
did.
Powerpuff Girls? Who they are?
Yeah.
I'm like,
I recognize the blue one. I forget her name. I apologize on that one because my daughter loved and Descendants a little bit. That's who she is. She's part of she's Maleficent's daughter. So yeah, so there.
And yeah, they're like a for the most part, I think they're like young adults, and I'm like, what are they doing? I like it. I like if they do a wonderful job with it, good on them. But it's so weird thinking about them like that. Like, what are they gonna do? Because they were just, I think they were in kindergarten, and they fought villains. Like, I don't know what you would do to. But anyways, apparently they had to do a reshoot of the pilot episode because there's been a lot of like speculation of it. Like, because what is it? A CW
it leaked
show?
Out
yeah, it's a CW
when I think
show.
About CW, I think of all the
When
other.
you think, I'm not like,
be
yeah,
on CW.
Bruh.
yeah. When CW has a reputation of having these weird like cringy, campy kind of shows. Like they did a decent job. I remember, what was it? ABC Family did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those things like, oh yeah, that's an ABC Family type of show, or like Lifetime, how they have all these like cheesy movies. That's exactly what I thought. So when you think, oh, this is gonna be a CW show, okay. So where's gonna be the love drama? Where's gonna be the angst? That's so. But apparently it was like too campy.
Getting into like real issues, social
I'm
issues.
Yeah. Oh god. Ooh, do you want to know a really interesting fact about the Powerpuff Girls? Like they did a little reboot, like they did a reboot, like a cartoon reboot a little while ago. Did you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the writers, like he was a big fan, and I say big fan of the Powerpuff Girls, and mostly Blossom, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was a writer on the show. Oh wow, you become a writer on one of your favorite shows, right? But apparently he wrote a character into the show which was basically a self-insert, and it was a character that was trying to date Blossom.
Oh man.
Like
it's a little bit of a, what is that, fetish?
Wow, like how crazy does someone have to be to get to the point where you're like, I know there's people like do fan fiction and stuff, like, more power to them if you're gonna do that. But to get into that line of work to create a character, a self-insert basically, and they animate it and everything. It's like an actual episode you can watch. It's like Blossom's boyfriend or something. But it's basically a self-insert. Like, it's a bit cringy. Yeah.
And she's not even a real person. The fact that you still want to date this fiction person.
Yeah, they're like in kindergarten, that. Yeah, they're kindergartners. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's a little too much. That's a little weird fact about that.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, dating kindergartners. When you were saying you were like boyfriend and girlfriend in kindergarten, who's like holding hands and you're my boyfriend, and then you'd be like the next week you'd be somebody else.
No, but then when you're an adult man writing this, like,
I agree with you. That's a little it's borderline pedophile.
Borderline. We're not saying anything. We're just it's just our opinion.
Bruh.
It's more like a yeah.
Spit it.
Let's continuing on to some of the weird stuff that's happening in the world. See here. Apparently, where is it? Some Filipino scientists take the first ever journey to the third deepest ocean trench on Earth, which is crazy. Because it's one of those things that, like we, the people, have not. We have barely scratched the surface of our oceans, and.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we don't know exactly how deep it goes, to tell you the truth. We don't have the equipment to do that.
And for a team of scientists to go into the third deepest, and then to find what they find is baffling and sad. Like,
I can't believe that.
like, can you believe like they go so deep just to find plastic? I'm like,
What? They went for plastic?
no, they found garbage down there.
Oh God. Hey, we
So-
gotta get rid of plastic. Y'all crazy people for doing that.
Let's see here. I'm gonna read a little bit of the article here. When Dr. Dio Florence Honda found himself more than 10,000 meters below the surface in the third deepest trench on the planet, he was on the lookout for mysteries hidden in the darkness. Which, yeah, you're literally an adventurer at that point. It's fantastic. Let's see here. Trying to find a section. I should probably mark some of this. Nope, Control F. Plastic.
One of the oldest seabeds in the world, and they only find where no human has been before.
So, okay, here it is.
Yeah.
So they were like down there. It says, when we were about to reach the bottom, I was expecting to see scary crawling things sneaking in and peeking into the window. That's pretty cool. That's scary.
You don't know how big that thing is.
But instead, what greeted them in the depths was something more familiar and something that had also traveled from above the surface. Quote, there was one funny scene when we were exploring the area. There was one white material floating around, and I was saying, Victor, that's a jellyfish. And we went there and approached it, and it was just plastic. The only unusual thing there was the garbage. There was lots of garbage in the trench. There was a lot of plastic, pairs of pants, a shirt, a teddy bear, a packaging, and a lot of plastic bag. Even me, I did not expect that. I do research on plastic, he said. End quote. I said, yeah, they basically, if you see the image they have of it, you can see plastic just floating around.
It amazes me. We really got to get rid of plastic or exceed the amount of recycling for it. It's just not good. It's just not good when you see go 10 meters, 10,000 meters.
10,000 meters.
10,000 meters down into the deep
to the
end.
depths.
Not find creatures, we find our human trash composite. Oh my God, y'all.
Bruh.
You gotta do something.
My name is Jeff.
Yeah, it's sad, isn't it? Like,
He's doing this great search and he's gonna find this adventure, and again, the human footprint of plastics. That's wow.
it just,
It's like we want to go and find like this animal that might be the research to another ancient species. Nope, we didn't find that. That's just absolute nuts.
Fine.
I am so disappointed in the human race.
You're just disappointed? I've been disappointed since I was born.
I've been disappointed for a while now. I'm just saying. It keeps adding to my list of disappointments.
So don't worry. I think this show just showcases a little bit more. At this point, it's a given for the name of the title. It's just very convoluted. Just think of some of the stuff that happens.
I agree with you.
So kind of let's continue of the how horrible people are. So recently, hackers breached EA, Electronic Arts / EA. They were able to get into their systems and stole a bunch of information, like some stealing game source code and tools, and probably a bunch of other stuff. If you're able to get into their servers, and apparently they're like trying to, in some like black market areas, they're trying to sell off some of this information. This happened a while ago with City Project Red as well, where they also got hacked and a lot of their information got stolen. And holy shit, that's how much. Apparently, okay, so that's how much data they got. So they got 780 gigabytes of data. Shit, that's a lot more than I thought.
There's a lot.
But
FIFA, Madden, Battlefield.
So yeah, and that's some of their money makers too. I have a lot to say when it comes to EA Sports games. I don't play them anymore. I almost lost interest a long time ago. I'm glad I did because they make so much money off those games. So when that getting stolen. But you got this is another tip for people. Always protect all your stuff. Always make sure you have something protecting your computer and using it. Make sure everything's password protected safely. Two-factor everything. If you can, triple factor. It's annoying, but it saves you in the long run. You don't want to end up thinking one day, what is this email saying that I lost all my money? So
yeah,
but yeah, but that's big business. They have to protect themselves even better.
yeah,
Okay, so,
crazy.
what else is happening in the world here?
How about the 9-year-old and the 4-year-old who stole their parents' car instead of they wanted to drive out to California?
Okay, yeah, that sounds fun. It is very convoluted. Let's do that. Okay.
I was cracking up when I read the article title. I was like, "What?"
All right,
Did what?
I'll let you read it out. So,
Okay, the article's title is a 9-year-old Utah girl and her 4-year-old sister wanted to swim in the ocean. They grabbed their parents' car keys and they drove. They made it 10 miles before crashing. Granted, 9 years old and traveling 10 miles without crashing. That's pretty good. Not gonna lie.
bruh.
But the fact that they crashed a semi. No. Yes, into a semi truck. They crashed the sedan head on with the semi truck in the wee hours. They both survived. They're fine.
Yeah, I don't think that. I'm trying to look at it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, they did. Okay. There's an wow.
I just love
that.
The officers are going to put guy, trying to assess the crash and goes, "You were driving? How old are you?" I mean, I've jacked my parents' car, but I've drove it only in my neighborhood and didn't crash it or anything. My brother and I still thinks it was a dream, but I really thought it was a real event, so I don't know. Could have been. It's a Twilight Zone on my end, but.
Well, I don't have Twilight Zone music. I only have.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't hear that.
One. Nope.
Nope. Wait, what's this one? Okay, sure. I don't know if you heard that one.
Not really.
Okay, yeah, that was like intense. Anyway, yeah, it's crazy. It looked like they traveled on the highway and the freeway. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, they did. They did pretty good for 10 miles. That's what I'm saying. I'm impressed. I'm scared.
And the thing is, like, this is not the first time you hear like children getting in their parents' car and driving.
No, it's not. It's not the first time. It's happened over a lot over since cars are pretty much invented. I mean, how many times did they didn't have drinking and driving laws for a while. So I mean, think about how many kids were learning to drive at an early age because their parents are too impaired. So.
Oh my god! I'm looking at the video they have. You know what I gotta do when we're doing some of these? I gotta get the sound clip so I can play it on the podcast.
Oh yeah, no kidding. That would be great because I didn't get to watch the video. I just read the article. I think I was at work, so I couldn't do it. Yeah. So I just
Moving forward, I'll do that. I'll have like a section where I'll have clips for us to play and listen. So look forward to that. More stuff to come, people. But yeah, it's crazy. I know a lot of people have different stuff when it comes to driving. I know I think my sister's just afraid to learn how to drive. She can drive, she's just afraid to get on the road.
Yeah, with all the amount of accidents, I think once we have a lot more smarter cars on the road, we won't have as many issues. So I swear I was driving to work this morning or last night and the car was still riding my ass and I was driving about 5 miles over the speed limit. And I'm like, how are you still riding my ass? I was going at a consistent speed and he was still riding my ass. I'm like, all right, seriously? Like, should be riding my ass. It's 35 in here.
Okay. There's one thing. I forgot, since we're a little late to the game, I want a big shout out to any of our, it is Pride Month, and I completely forgot about that, in a sense, because it's
my daughter hasn't forgotten. I've seen a lot of my LGBTQIA people shouting out, so hell yeah, and my daughter is one, so I'm rooting for her too.
Sorry, what? I didn't catch. You cut out.
Oh, did I? Cut out. Okay. I'm shouting out to all for the LGBTQIA.
Or LGBT. You can just say LGBT plus.
Oh, okay. I can say that now. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
okay. There's a lot. There's a lot, but yeah, I
I
would
know
say
there is a lot, and
I would
I am
I would
shouting
think
out
just
to
saying.
them.
Yeah, I would say to all our LGBT plus listeners and the shout out. More power to you guys. I'll let you get back. Like you did cut out a little bit. Go for it.
So my daughter's 1 too, so I'm rooting for her too. This is a
Ooh,
shout out for all those.
nice. Do I have a
And
clapping thing?
yes, and she's been discovering herself a little bit more, and as you know, puberty does that to the human bodies, and they learn what they want in life. And I don't want anybody to be afraid. We're supporting you here. I have a lot of amazing friends who are in that community, and I appreciate you guys too because you are awesome people. I love your spirit. I love your energy. I'm all for you guys.
True. Yeah, more power to you, everyone. Like we support all of you. But yeah, but overall, Pride Month, everyone, turn up, everyone.
Get out of the closet. We right there with you.
When you're ready. Not everyone.
We'll still
Not
be
everyone.
supporting you.
Yep, we'll support you. Like I said, we do have a message. You can leave us a message. We're here for you. It's gonna be in the description. Anything else to kind of close off?
I saw that article you posted about the 7-year-old who swam an hour to get help for his dad and sister.
Oh yeah, that's just try to pull that up.
That was pretty cool. I think that could have given up. An hour straight of just
Yeah, you would have given up. No, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, he's a little kid. So trying to pull it up. I don't know why. Why is this? My article is not pulling up for some reason. Does the article pick up for you?
It does.
Huh. Maybe we have the exact same link. Why is it not? Oh, something was weird. It's barely loading. Okay. I hope the audio is picking up. Yeah, 7-year-old boy. If I was 7, I would have gave up.
I know. Most of us at 7 years old.
7, I'm like, I don't want to swim. I think 10 minutes of like being in the water for like 10, 15 minutes is enough. Swimming, like, don't. Yeah. But yeah, so where is it?
It's just nuts.
So a 7-year-old boy in Florida. So basically, his sister and his dad got swept away by a current while they were like on a boat. And what's sad about that moment? I think there's a quote here by his dad. Let's see here. The quote was, "I told him I loved him because I wasn't sure what was going to happen." Father said, "I tried to stick with both of them, but I wore myself out. She drifted away from me, and so basically, end quote. He kind of had to go to the youngest one, basically." And the son just basically swam for an hour to shore and went to help at the closest house he can. But yeah, that's 7. Oh god, that's all power to him. Like, yeah, champ right there, champ.
No kidding, hero for life. Really, I think his dad's got to be the most happiest person on the planet that he stuck it out and rescued both him and his daughter, and his sister essentially. So I think that's pretty cool. I think that's amazing. All that energy to swim what was it, 1.5 miles, 2 miles, just doggy paddling it.
Oh my god, what the heck happened? Some updating news, some recent news here. I'll post it in the Discord. What the heck? The Discord.
I'm
From
looking.
champ to.
Oh my god.
So
sad.
Let me see what I'm trying to read. There's like something that just came up recently, literally this morning. Yeah, I didn't really look for more news. We had a good chunk, but 9-year-old boy accidentally shot in the chest by father after alleged road rage incident. I'm like, what? I thought I had to read that right. Like, so let's see here. What was the incident?
The two were trying to make it home without incident. The gun accident was discharged while the man tried to holster the weapon and his son was shot in the chest.
Wait, what? Why was he... Wait, was the kid playing with a gun? Wait, what?
No, was driving the vehicle with a 9-year-old boy inside at the time. Reportedly believed he was being followed by another car and pulled out a gun. And then he went to put it back in the holster and he accidentally shot his son in the chest. And he automatically went to the hospital, but still.
Holy shit. Like, how paranoid do you... Well, where is this from? Where is it? Where is this?
This is in... It doesn't even say.
depending on where they live, I'm like, okay, if he's paranoid as fuck, like,
Oh,
okay.
Houston. It looks like Houston's in Houston's 5th Ward. I have no idea what. I just know Houston.
Okay. I don't know how
Jesus.
I don't know how dangerous Houston is, but if you're that paranoid to be carrying a gun and someone's following you, I don't know. But damn.
So, I wonder. I don't understand
cool.
why he didn't have his safety lock on it.
You gotta be ready. Apparently someone was following him.
Yeah, but if you're going to put it back in your holster, wouldn't you put the safety back on?
True.
And that's the wrong way to be kind of doing it if you're putting it in your holster. And I don't know a lot about gun safety, but I'm assuming there is a safety lock on it. Plus, I wouldn't think if you were going to put it back in your holster, you wouldn't have your hand on your finger on the trigger, right? If you were putting it back in, you would.
Yeah, I'm not a gun person, so yeah,
I'm more of a psychological person of like. I guess because I've seen many crime shows. My bad.
Yeah, we got like, hey, if we were talking like TV show, movies, and video game guns, I can tell you that, but real guns, no.
No, but I've never handled a gun. It's always been a interest of mine to fire one off to see the reaction of the feel of it. In a controlled setting, of course, like at a gun range, that's always something I would love to do. Be able to. But I would think most guns have safety locks on nowadays, and you would put that back on. You wouldn't have your finger on the trigger if you were putting it back on, because if you're putting it in the holster, don't you think? I'm assuming it's got to be near his body. You would not have the finger on the trigger when you're having it close to your body.
I don't know. Yeah.
Because if you accidentally do trigger it, you'll be hitting somebody you love. Just saying.
All right. Cool. All right. Let's finish it off with this story. I found it got a little sad there, but let's get into some of the crazy stuff. Let's finish it off with this story. So, police arrest a 12-year-old girl suspected of setting 4 separate fires in Berkeley Hills.
Damn, pyromaniac, much?
Bruh.
Okay, what's going on with her home life? I gotta know. Is she doing it? No, I'm okay. So I've been watching I'm a Killer on Netflix. If you guys, it's pretty darn good. I like it.
And look at that shit.
And one of the guys was a pyromaniac, but he was trying to get attention. It was a crazy story on that one. But yeah, but the home life wasn't so great, so that's why. So just an FYI.
Yeah. All right.
His nickname was Pyro Joe.
Look at
so back
Mrs.
to our story. Sorry about that.
Yeah, let's go back there. So the police were investigating all 4 fires, and they found this 12-year-old girl. She's not identified because her age and stuff, but she was arrested. She announced they did not announce what specific evidence they found linking the 12-year-old to the 4 fires. They did not wish to list which charges it faces. I think arson is one of them for sure.
Oh yeah,
like
no
4
kidding.
counts of arson. Yeah.
Attempted murder, maybe.
Oh, don't wait. Do I have anything? Like, I don't have done anymore.
Not a single fuck was given this day.
That's not the one. You mind your damn business, bitch. That one doesn't work either. I need to get a better list. I used to have a better one, but continuing on. Comes about 3 weeks after the youngster was arrested. Wait, the fires in Berkeley come about 3 weeks after the youngsters were arrested in connection with another East Bay residential blaze. So there was other fires by other youngsters. Like, come on. 3 teenage boys playing tennis with lighted tennis balls started an explosive blaze in Martinez that destroyed a home and caused massive fires to loom over the neighborhood.
Bruh.
Damn.
What's up with people in fire? I'm not gonna lie, I'm the pyro of the family. I love to set fires, like fireplaces, and then the fireplace and blowing up fireworks. That is my pyro thing. I'm a little bit of a pyro right there, but I've never set anything on fire, thankfully. I wasn't like my siblings who decided they were gonna have candles and they let the house on fire. My dad had to rebuild the house. Wait, that happened?
Yes, it legitly happened. So they set something up and the house actually burned. So the house technically did not have 2 master bedrooms. It had another bedroom, but because the bedroom was slanted, my dad decided to extend it above and make it more of a bigger garage and make it a bigger room, so it became a second master in our house. So I was not there, fortunately, through that because I was not even existent. My mom and dad did not know each other at the time, but yes, that happened.
The weird thing is that happened to us as well. Candles and house fire. That's the weird thing.
It is funny. Connection. But I was not me. It wasn't
Oh my
me.
god, it's one of those weird things. You never know, right? Yeah. That's, when you mentioned that, like, holy shit, did you know about that? And like, oh no, that happened to you? It's more common than I thought.
Well, it wasn't me. It was my older siblings, so it's all their fault.
There we go. We have voice evidence of her. But yeah, it makes sense. Candles, open candles, and like, yeah, it makes sense. Okay, guys. Thank you for listening this far. Liz, thank you for joining me. As always,
awesomeness.
we found some of the crazy stuff that happened in the world, the good, the bad, and the completely stupid. As always, thank you for listening. Follow us in leave us a message, and we'll try to listen to it for the next episode. Any words from you, Liz?
Love to all the people in the world. Be good to yourselves and be good to the world out there. And we love you, and I hope you keep listening. Have a great, wonderful week.
Don't forget, also, Pride Month. Turn up, everyone. Turn up.
Bruh.